Okay, guys, welcome back to Gospel News here. Still on the matters arising. They say that the United States military general has warned Nigeria of dire consequences if the Supreme Court affirms Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Abi, they say na Adekunle now. Okay, Bola Adekunle Tinubu as the president of Nigeria. They say that because of the so many questions surrounding Tinubu's legitimacy to become the president of Nigeria, which a lot of people have been defending, saying that, Tinubu is the best thing that has happened to Nigeria, including what we just heard from Ifeanyi Oba of Anambra South as a senator, saying that Tinubu has been so fair to the Southeast. Meanwhile, na lie when they lie to deceive people to enter into the cabal and start looting money, because now waiting in the fine be that. If not, I don't see the reason why their constituencies will not develop. Everybody gets allocation. The governors get allocation every month. The local government will also get. Every sector of the economy of the country will get allocation. Recently, we saw where they were giving bags of rice to or sharing it in the northern part of the country. And I was asking, is this from the federal government? They say for where Loriro? Say it is coming from the state government. So normally on a normal date, all the problems we are facing in Nigeria, it's not from the federal government. Majority of them are from our governors, because they don't want to implement anything that will move the country forward. Rather, they are only focused on looting the collective resources of the poor masses. I get video when I want play for now here, where this U.S. military general was giving a serious warning about this matter. Wanna listen to him. Pay very keen attention to this video.
I'm John Batchelor with my good colleague Gregory Copley of Defense and Foreign Affairs, the editor and publisher. He is traveling. He's in London. We come now to the Nigerian election of 2022, concluded with the victory going to the man representing the establishment, Bola Tinubu. However, there is new information that raises questions a great deal, not only about Tinubu, but about the legitimacy, the trustworthiness, the credibility, the stability of the whole country because of questions raised at the election and misrepresentations. Gregory, what do we know about Tinubu? What do we know about his presentation to the people of Nigeria?
Well, firstly, we have to understand that Nigeria is this great bellwether for Africa. It's the largest population and the largest economy in Africa. It has moved very deliberately past an era of coups which were intended to save democracy in many years past, and the military have not intervened this time and have indicated that they don't want to intervene. But the reality is that the Independent National Electoral Commission really showed that it was bought off by the outgoing administration in order to put their candidate, Bola Tinubu, in the front seat of the election. He won about a third of the votes, 36% of the votes. He won a third of the states in Nigeria, but he failed to win something which was stipulated in the Constitution. He had to win not only a given number of states, but also the federal capital territory around Abuja. He failed to win Abuja. Now, the logical outcome for the Election Commission would have been to call for a second round of voting between the top two candidates, Atiku Abubakar and Bola Tinubu. That they didn't do. They just awarded the election to Tinubu. Now, that's well and good, and it was appealed to the Elections Court, which again ruled in favor of Tinubu, even though there was a prima facie case of that it violated the Constitution. There were always questions about the bribing and corruption within the courts and within INEC, the Election Commission. But then we've now started to see greater attention being paid to the fact that Bola Tinubu lied and committed forgery and fraud on his election application in sworn documents. So this included a lot about his educational qualifications, which he clearly lied about. And it included failure to disclose his criminal prosecutions in the United States. And as a result, what we've seen belatedly, as a result of a U.S. attempt under the Freedom of Information Act to have documents in the federal government of the United States released into the public domain. Now, in September, the FBI said it would start releasing 500 documents or 500 pages a month of its documents on Tinubu out of 2,500 total pages of material that they have on him. The CIA, the State Department, the IRS, the Drug Enforcement Agency have also got a mass of data about Bola Tinubu's activities in the United States, and they too are preparing to release all this information. And what it's starting to show is that Bola Tinubu has used many aliases along his career, including to gain an education or to gain claims of education, and he basically put pressure on Chicago State University not to release the transcriptions of anything to do with him, because they show that he used different names, that he used several different social security numbers in the United States, some of which were clearly borrowed or fraudulent. He clearly forged a number of documents. He borrowed another person's identity to file studies which were required educationally. So he's done a number of things, but he particularly was prosecuted in Chicago in the 1990s for narcotics trafficking. And he basically pleaded no contest to that and escaped with a forfeiture of $460,000 rather than go to prison. So there's a lot which is coming out about him. So the appeal against the election outcome after being rejected by the election courts is now getting ready to go to the Supreme Court of Nigeria. And that's going to be accompanied by all of this other information about Tinubu's forgeries, if Bola Tinubu is in fact his name. But he's lied on about literally every aspect of his life. So it gets to be a very interesting situation. It's to the point now where if the Supreme Court does not overturn this election, then there will be serious consequences. I've had it, and that's one of the reasons I'm in London speaking to a lot of my African correspondents who've come up to meet me, is that there will be consequences such as a move to impeach President Tinubu, starting either in the Senate or in the House of Representatives in Nigeria. But certainly there's cooperation among House and Senate people, politicians there, to start not only an impeachment of the president to overturn the election, but also to start censuring or impeaching the Supreme Court if it fails to do its duty, and also, of course, to start prosecuting officials within INEC, the Independent National Election Commission, as well. So this starts to get very, very ugly. The military has basically said, well, we don't want to be back in government ever again. It's just too damaging to the country to restart the clock every time. But what you will see is an increase in public unrest. You'll see the government being unable to coordinate any compromises with its neighbours in ECOWAS, the Economic Community of West African States, in the fight against the jihadist movements such as Boko Haram and Islamic State West Africa and the like. So this is going to get really ugly really quickly and will further impact the Nigerian economy unless the Supreme Court does its duty. Now, I raise that
we
because
have a minute, Gregory. Go ahead. We have a minute.
the Supreme Court is actually being assaulted by the Tinubu State House with bribery offers and all manner of coercive measures. So the 7 justices who we now know have been chosen for this Supreme Court case really are up against a massive dilemma, whether they cave to corruption, which they may, or whether they bring the country into real chaos.
Has either the UK government or the US government commented? We've got 30 seconds.
No, they have not commented, but the fact that the US government has now caved completely and is releasing documents over 5 major agencies, starting with the FBI, is a statement in itself.
Gregory Copley, editor and publisher of Defense and Foreign Affairs. He's traveling. He's in London. The unfinished and deeply, deeply troubled election of 2022 in Nigeria, influencing all of Africa. Everybody watches very carefully what happens in Nigeria. This is CBS Eye on the World. I'm John Batchelor.
You're listening to CBS Eye on the World with John Batchelor.
All right. And I don't use an ears take here and say that there will be dire consequences if Tinubu is sworn in properly by this Supreme Court. Although we know that these people are going ahead to do that. Because this is Nigeria now. Of course, they can twist and retwist everything in the country to suit their narrative. Everybody has been complaining. I think I saw Dele Momodu when he was saying that he's tired, that they have spoken and done whatever thing that is necessary for them to, correct the nonsense going on in the country. But it seems that there is no way. The cabal is holding it. The cabal is saying that if no be Tinubu, he must stay there to fulfill this mandate, to take us to the canal. Buhari drive us reach the front of the canal. Now Tinubu now won't carry us enter the Poto properly. I hate Nigeria. Tinubu na go remember that speech when he talk, say he wished there was a way out, but unfortunately there was none. And what happened to this particular prophecy from this Babalawo? Baba Alpha Market, where are you, sir?
If care is not taken, he's going to end up in prison yard. Those people that used to come to him, they are eating his money. He says Jagaban of Hausa land. Those who are taking care of goat and cow, they are Jagaban. Who is Jagaban? So he has to rethink and make up his full steps so that he cannot sleep and die. Because this is how I told Abiola. This is how I told him. I went to Abiola office personally. Baba, God has done great thing for you. You have money, you have everything. Why do you want to become the head of state? He said, my worry. When all these Babalawo are hungry, that's what they are going out about. He gave me 25,000. I said, Baba, thank you very much. God will be with you. How does he end? He did not end well. He died. So that's what is going to happen to Tinubu now. If Tinubu doesn't take care, he will die like a goat.
Well, I don't hear now. Anyways, Mona, let us know what you they think will follow this matter. I will see you now for the next one. Stay blessed.